Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I know I am 2 days late whenever this is going to be going live. However, I had a couple of different life events happen, so I had to get all of that in control before I uploaded another video or recorded another video. But today we're going to be really discussing how I got into pressure washing, how I got into doing everything that I'm doing today. I recently realized whenever somebody asked me that I hadn't posted a podcast about it, hadn't uploaded a video about it, hadn't even uploaded a TikTok or a reel or anything on in regards to this topic. So when I believe I was 19. Some people can quote me down in the comments to correct me if I'm wrong. However, when I was like 19, I started pressure washing my neighbors' driveways. Well, that's a lie. I pressure washed my grandmother's driveways because we lived in the middle of the country where there were mile-long driveways. And that's just not something I could do with my pressure washer. And so I took off to my grandmother's house about 40 miles away, and I started knocking on doors. And at this point, I had just graduated high school. I was still working my 9 to 5 at Best Buy. I call it a 9 to 5. It was part time and hours varied, but you guys understand what I mean by a 9 to 5. And so I started knocking on doors. I started asking people if they'd like to get their driveways cleaned for like, I don't know, 50 or $100, and it was not worth it. Trust me, you don't want to be lugging around a DeWalt pressure washer and not even understanding what a surface cleaner is when you're washing driveways, right? And so thankfully, I quickly got out of that. I was able to meet some very good people in our industry, and they assisted me. They helped me build my company to where it is now. One of those being James Moore. He owns the Woodlands, Texas Pressure Washing, I believe is the name of his company. Don't quote me on that. I could be totally wrong. And the Under Pressure store here in the Woodlands, who actually sells pressure washing supplies, trailers, bleach, all of that fun stuff. If you're getting into the industry, they're not a sponsor. This video is not sponsored or any paid ads, but go check them out down on Rayford Sawdust, I believe, or maybe Research. I'm not too sure what exit is, but I know it's in the Woodlands, Texas. However, uh, I linked up with him shortly after starting my what I called a pressure washing company. At the time, it was my name on a business card. I didn't have a company name. I didn't have anything that I have now. And he taught me, hey, look, this is what you do. This is going to make your life 10 times easier. And it did. Right. So from there, I built a trailer. If I have any pictures, I'll pop them up on the screen right now. And I believe I have several videos of the trailer. However, I built the trailer by myself, just some basic equipment, a 4 gallon a minute machine, and uh, at the time I didn't have enough money to upgrade my equipment. So really, I just started going at it. I started chasing the money. I started posting everywhere on Facebook, on Google. To this day, I think that I've spent probably less than $2,000 on paid advertising. And if I would have paid for advertising and been smart with that, I probably would be doing much bigger scaled projects than I am now. However, that's just not something that I really thought of at the time. And it's not something I really wanted to spend my money on. Heck, I was wanted to take all the money I could and spend it on anything and everything I thought was cool. So that's one of my faults. I've recently grown out of that, and I'm using my money to grow my company. And I'm fixing to take on my first full-time employee, hopefully here within the next few weeks, month or so. And he's also uh, the guy you saw in the other video, Travis, if everything works out. However, that's kind of just like the basic background of how I started my company. Um, how I grew my company, I started, I believe it was right after pandemic, so late 2020, early 20 or like mid 2021. I started my company, formed my LLC, got everything situated with that and business insurance. And I know on previous topics and podcasts, I have covered the topic of how I really met James, and that was through a storage facility contacted me, wanting about, I'd say, I think it was like 15 to $20,000 worth of work for $500. I had no idea what I was doing, so I posted in the group and I asked if anybody would help me. Obviously, I knew it was worth more than $500. I just didn't know how much or how to quote such a big property. And I posted in a Facebook group, asked people for help, and he was one of them. He also happens to be a year younger than me, and he's just as successful, if not more successful, as he has several full-time employees. So he's absolutely more successful than me. However, we just both took different paths. Um, and so that's kind of how I got into the pressure washing industry. Like mid 2021, late 2021, and then 2022, I really took off with it. Started doing window cleaning, Christmas lights, started offering various different services that helped my customers keep me as a one-stop shop for all of their exterior service-based needs. We're now going into our third year of doing Christmas lights. And it is September 11th today while I'm recording this. It will be September 12th whenever I post it. However, um, we are already gearing up for the Christmas light season. Our first Christmas light install is October 15th, and that could change to earlier in the month of October. Just depends on how many clients decide to book with us. But I guess the point of this video is I've been asked a few times on how I started or how I navigated through being a business owner. So this is just going to be one of multiple videos covering that subject. However, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a very, very quick, basic introduction on how I got started. And maybe it'll encourage some of you guys to get started here in the future. I sure hope so. That's why I'm making these videos, is to help you guys and give you guys some tips and input and just a view into the life of an entrepreneur, right? I mean, it never stops. It truly doesn't, but I would never change it for the world. And I don't know, without the support of the community, I obviously would not be where I am today. I've got great customers, and great friends, great business relationships, and I look forward to continuing those in the future. But yeah, guys, that's just a basic, like, less than 10-minute overview on how I got into the pressure washing world, window cleaning, Christmas lights. That'll be up next on kind of how I expanded into window cleaning, how I expanded into Christmas lights. But if you guys have any questions, drop them down below. I try and respond to every single comment. And that's just how I am. So, may not answer right away, but I will give you an answer at some point. And I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Once again, I do apologize for the 2-day late video. Things just came up and I could not pump out a video for you guys, but I will be back on track next week. We've got another, I believe it's going to be a window cleaning vlog, but we will see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week.